A useful method to help your writing. What about you folks? Now, I don't claim to be Oscar Wilde, but I I do quite a bit of writing. And I know it's hard to come up with ideas and like writer's block and stuff like that, getting ideas if you're trying to get into writing. So I'm gonna share a little method that usually helps me, okay? And obviously everybody's different, taking notes, mind maps, things like that. But the first thing in my mind when you come up with a story, you picture it visually, right? So I always try to like have a visual way of capturing that. So to keep it simple, let's keep it visual, alright? If I was to ask you to draw a house, let's see, you would probably draw 9 times out of 10 a little something like that. Am I right? Probably. Um, now I also have an A level in art, believe it or not. You couldn't tell with that. But let's say that's your initial idea, all right? The initial concept, the initial idea for your story is the house, okay? You can build from that, okay, afterwards. That's the initial idea. So let's say it's something as simple as a fella's really dying for a sausage roll, okay? There's your character. This fella lives in that house, and there he is, standing outside, probably where the bins get collected, all right? Um, so that's the idea. Let's say he's just really dying. He's just dying for a sausage roll. Okay. Now, what else can you build in the interior of that idea? What are the subplots? Like, let's make up the living room, make up the kitchen, make up the stairs. So let's say this is the interior room here. There's a little sofa. We'll add some stairs. So that's the side of the house, right? And just pretend that's the like the interior kind of like look of it, right? Let's add a wee bit of conflict. Let's say it's a Sunday, right? Let's say the local deli, the Greg's, the whatever it is shut on a Sunday, for example, right? Where does that leave your character? His whole purpose is to get a sausage roll, okay? What path will that then take him down? Will he go left or will he go right? And that's kind of then where you get into your unknown. Okay, that's when you kind of do have to flesh it out a little bit more. Is it a case of going around his mates? I don't know. Maybe his mate always has sausage rolls in the fridge. Go left, or maybe you want to be a wee bit braver with it, a wee bit more into the unknown, to try another shop. Or maybe he doesn't get the sausage roll at all. That's it. It's your story. It can be happy, sad, light-hearted, dark. It really is your kind of creation, all right. But in terms of just simplifying it as much as you can, all like I always think it's just get the house, the foundations of the house, pathway, things like that. Just and the characters, like I always say, keep the characters to a minimum. Not in the sense of like use like two characters in your whole story, okay? But unless the character that you have is progressing a scene or progressing a chapter, whatever it might be, forward, there's no point in having them. Just cut them entirely, okay? I know it sounds really mental to go for this big extravagant thing, but sometimes less really is more. But once you have all that fleshed out, then you can look more into the setting. For example, where is this story taking place? Is it taking place on a street? Maybe it's taking place in a forest. Maybe it starts off on the street, and our wee man here has to maybe end up going into the forest to get a sausage roll, and maybe who knows, he might have a fear of I don't know what lives in the forest, fucking birds or fucking turkeys or something, bears. um, but yeah, that it's starting to look a bit messy here, but trust me, this is my idea of the simplified version of it. Um, I've tried to do plenty of writing many a times, especially when I was at uni, just going in blind. Like it was script writing I did, but it doesn't matter if you're writing scripts, if you're writing novels, if you're writing short stories, fuck it, even poems. I used to go in blind and just kind of like type and see where it took me. And don't get me wrong, it worked okay. But there was loads and loads and loads and loads of redrafting. There was loads of things that had to be changed, and that'll be the case regardless of whatever method you have laid out, whether it is a house, whether it's a fucking jacuzzi, or whether you're going in with no method and just raw dogging your writing. Um, you will always be changing and amending it. Okay, so although that just seems like a lovely wee house now, um, maybe somewhere down the line after a couple of drafts, it'll be a fucking treehouse. Who knows? It is all about adaptation, and it's all about kind of being willing to maybe step away from your initial um kind of inciting idea that spawned it. It's and that spawned your idea. Sorry, and kind of building from it and maximizing the potential of that idea. So again, when you look at it, that looks like it's fucking terrible and doesn't make sense. Um, I've kind of tried to rush through this because I'm trying to like write and speak at the same time. Um, but in my experience, it's always better to have like a visual um representation of what it is that you're trying to write or express or whatever it is. So it's kind of like the same idea as a mind map. I'm sure you've done mind maps. It's kind of a similar idea. It's just like a wee word in the middle and then just bang, 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 like you're you're setting your narration, your characters, what have you. Um, but yeah, that is kind of like the kind of rough idea of it anyway. And then once you have all that sorted, then as I say, you can get into the nitty gritty settings. You can get even into the character itself, like what's his name? Let's say his name's John. Let's say he is a postman. He wears a little hat. Maybe he's got a wife at home. Maybe, well, that'll be her in the window, alright. And maybe let's say she's pregnant and she's just craving a sausage roll. There you are. There's your subplots then. Um, and for this postman, he can deliver whatever the fuck he wants, but he can't deliver a baby. So he has to deliver this sausage roll. That can be his motivation then. So once you have the idea, once you have the kind of ABC structure of start, middle, end, and kind of where it goes, then you get into the characters' motivations, and get into like why they have to get this. So hopefully somewhere down the line, John does get a sausage roll for his missus. But life doesn't always work out that way, and certainly neither do films, neither do stories, neither do books. A lot of them are quite dark. A lot of them are very sad. So maybe somewhere down the line, wee Angela up in the window there is just gonna have to keep on suffering until John works out where he's gonna get the sausage roll from. Um, but yeah, that was a very stupid way of explaining that. I don't know if it was that helpful. Now, the more I think about it, I think this was a really pointless idea for a video. That probably should have should have a lot more thought. But this is literally the idea. Like I can't expand on it or elaborate any more than that. That is literally how I kind of work my way through it. I don't get me wrong. I don't draw this out for every idea that I have, but internally that's what I'm thinking. Like the house, this, that, and that, whatever. I'm not asking you to go and start drawing fucking bungalows, but internally just think like that. Like what's the house? What's the stairs? What's the kitchen? What's the ascension? The descension? The fucking all that shite. Really. But yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking there's probably easier ways of doing that. If it's easier to stick to mind maps, do that. But it's just a similar kind of thing, and that's how I go about it. So if it is a method you want to adopt, work away. I've not copywrote it. Someone else probably has that idea as well. Someone tells me I'm probably not that original. um, but yeah, take it, use it. Good luck with your writing. If you've never written before, fucking jump on there. It's a great way to express yourself. But yeah, I'll probably do a follow up video with a much more in depth kind of like, I don't want to sound condescending and say lesson, but a bit more in depth kind of like uh example of how I would go about like my actual writing process. Then I'll probably do that in a follow up video. In fact, I definitely will. Um, but that's how the initial ideas get birthed there, and how they get expanded upon, and how the little baby ideas become little teen ideas before they become big daddy adult ideas. Um, But yeah, if you find that of use, fucking drop us a wee subscription there, drop us a wee like. If you didn't, then leave. And good luck with your writing. But yeah, pleasure speaking to these folks. Speaking to these, aye. Um, and I have enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely night, and good luck with your writing.